Alright guys, sorry it's been a little while since I had a video out, been a little bit busy. Welcome to my dungeon. This is kind of my inside practice area for getting ready for competition, or if I got a class coming up or something like that I'll be teaching, then I'll come down here and get warmed up and everything. Especially for like competition stuff, I need to be shooting really fast, practicing draw strokes, stuff like that. So I do a lot of that. It's where I'll do a lot of my dry fire practice and stuff down here too. But today, the video is going to be about the difference between shooting steel targets and paper. There's been a lot of hate on paper lately, and I can definitely understand the benefit of steel targets. I own a few of these, and I own quite a few of those. This is what I use for all the classes. But I've had questions, and I hear from experienced shooters that they feel like their shooting is getting worse over the years. They're like, I don't know what's going on. I've been shooting for 20 years. It seems like the last 5 years, my shooting is like degressed, like they've become worse shooters. And a lot of those shooters that I see that are like that, I'll go and either watch their videos or their students or something, and I'll ask them what's going on, what they're shooting at. And a lot of them have switched to shooting steel. And I'm not saying that steel is bad. It definitely has its place for like speed shooting, stuff like that. But there is a problem with steel. I'm going to explain what it is to you right now. So this is an 8-inch, I think it's an 8-inch, this might be a 10-inch one. I think this is an 8-inch plate, okay? This is a IPDA, national IPDA target, okay? So for competition stuff, this is what I'm really used to shooting at, is these. I have a ton of them, and I use them for my classes. But if you put that 8-inch circle on that target, now granted that's in the smaller range. For a headshot, see how much bigger that is? And this is my point. If you shoot steel and maybe every magazine or every drill, say you're doing a failure drill, you're going to hit 1, 2, 3 on there, or whatever your drill is. Maybe you have 2 targets, you're going to go like 1, 2, 1, 2 on those, whatever the drill may be. And you hit steel, and you hit this outside edge right here, and then you hit this outside edge right here, and the steel goes ting ting, and you go, got it, that was good shooting. But if you were to shoot this paper target, same thing, and you shot one right here and right here, that steel target would have gone ding ding, this target would have gone, oh my gosh, that's a bad group. Or let's say you're just standing there shooting, you're just going to shoot a whole magazine out at one steel target. This thing's just going ting, 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 ting. You miss one, and then ting, 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 ting. You miss one, and then it's ting, ting. You go, holy cow. Out of 18 rounds, I only missed 2. That's really good. But if you shot that same mag onto this piece of paper, and your group was this big around, I'm talking reasonable yardages here, 10, 15 yards, whatever. Your group is this big. That's unacceptable. So on paper, your grouping is more important because, and that's why I argue that paper makes you a better shooter than steel. Like I said, I think steel has the opposite effect. Okay, so I'm going to go into a little bit, we're going to do some shooting now, a little bit on these two, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. We'll use, let's see here. I shoot this Glock a lot because it fits in my holster, but I use blowback airsoft guns for a lot of my training because the triggers are very, very similar in these two guns to real guns. This is the same as my Glock, fits in my holster, and so I use those for training a lot. And then this is a SIG. I haven't shot SIGs for a long time, so maybe I'll shoot this one. I haven't shot this gun forever. Hopefully it works. But let's load this guy up, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Come on, baby, seal. Gosh dang it. I don't know, let's try it. This thing's leaking. Ah, gosh dang it. I don't know if this one's gonna work. No, it doesn't fit in there. We'll try it anyway. Okay, so we'll try this thing here real quick. See if it's gonna work. This doesn't have very much power. Or it would have knocked those over. I'm gonna do this lock. That one seems to be working better. Okay. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So here's my point. If you're shooting from here, no, we're not very far away obviously, but if you're shooting from here and you pull up and you shoot paper, we'll shoot at that bottom number 1, okay? And you're, let's say you're 10 yards away and you pull up and you're shooting a group like that. So this group is this wide, okay? Right there, which I purposely shot bad, right? Okay, so this group is this wide, but almost all of those, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, all would have been on that steel. I only would have missed one of those, so I would have felt really, really good about my shooting. Okay? So if you pull up on the steel target and you're just like, holy cow, I got all those. That was really good shooting. And it was because all of them were 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that was like an 1.5 inch group. But if you do that on steel, you feel really good about it and you're like, awesome. But on paper, if you pull up, and let's see what we got left in here. Let me load up some more of these real quick. Okay, so if you pull up on paper here, we'll shoot this time at that middle 0, okay? And we'll shoot at a moderate speed, okay? We'll shoot these reasonably fast. So I just need to keep this video going here. Okay, so there's 10 or so shots, and that's kind of a lousy group for me actually. But we have, I don't know if you guys can see this, it's hard to see on the paper, I'll aim the camera down here like this. We have probably 2 or 3 in that hole, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. So all those would have been on paper, but this is my point. With the paper you can go along. With the paper you can go along and mark your group so you can see how you're doing. This is especially essential, like that was speed shooting, so my group's obviously going to open up. But let's say we're doing like a one-hole drill. If you don't know what these things are, I can explain in other videos. But let's say you're doing a one-hole drill, and you're trying to go for a good group, and I need more bullets again. You're trying to go for a good group, and I've used a little before now. That thing usually catches them better than that. They're flying all over the place. Okay, let's say you're going for a one-hole drill from back here, and like I said, you're 20 yards away, 10 yards away, whatever it may be, and you're shooting steel, and you only miss one. And you're like, oh man, I'm shooting really, really, really good. But your group may have been this big around, which, like I said, is unacceptable. You get to the point where you feel like, oh yeah, I can take a hostage shot at 25 yards, because I hit that still every time. But the hostage target's smaller than that, and you don't necessarily know where your bullets really are going. You're hitting this plate, but you don't know where on the plate you're going. Unless I've been to a few police schools, and as we're teaching doing that kind of stuff, like every failure drill you do, you go out and you paint your target. In which case you can see exactly where your rounds hit. This is a freshly painted target, so we can see where rounds hit. But after about 50 rounds, that's worthless. So if you repaint them all the time, then that may work for you. But I still argue that paper will make you a better shooter. So let's go off the top one right there, and we'll do like a one-hole drill, something like that. Now granted, I train a lot without sights, and we'll go into that in another video. This gun doesn't have sights on it. I learned how to shoot with a natural point of aim, so this Glock doesn't have sights on it. I just shoot off my natural shooting. So, but we'll go for that top zero up there, the headshot, and we'll do more of like a one-hole drill, and we'll kind of see how it goes here. Oh, my gas scooped out. Anyway, you get the idea. Okay, so we'll pull up here, take a look at my group really quick. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty close right there. Now mind you, that gun doesn't have sights on it. That's more for combat type shooting than it is doing this kind of stuff. But you guys get the idea, I think. So if you're doing one-hole drills, stuff like that, or if you're just trying to become a better shooter, or if you're a good shooter already and you've noticed you're shooting, digressing, but you're shooting a lot of steel targets, this is probably the reason why. Even targets like this, I shoot these a lot for speed drills. Okay, so got these 3 targets right here. I shoot stuff like this a lot for speed drills, so we'll point you towards those real quick. And but even still, until I get the target smaller, I still don't know exactly where I'm hitting. And if you change the size of the still, so I mean you pop out and you go, oh, missed that one. No, I might got it. I didn't want to fall over. But anyway, if you change the size, let's say we pop these out, okay, so we're getting rid of those targets. And we're going to go with these, okay, right here. Hey. There you go. Make sure there's bullets in here to do this. Ooh, got 3. Okay, so you pop up here, you pop out, and if you change the size of the target, now I'm hitting pretty precisely. That is a 1.5 by 2 inch square from about 4 yards with no sights. So what I think about shooting steel as opposed to shooting paper. So there you go. I don't know. Try it out. If you see your shooting suffer, then go ahead and try shooting some paper and see if your shooting starts to come back. Less convenient because you got to tape it and all that kind of stuff. I understand all the problems with paper, but yeah. So just try that out, see what happens. And so knife gun guy here, gonna be checking out, doing some more training here. Let's see what bullets I got left. We'll end this on end this video on a couple of shooting here. End this video on a little bit of shooting here and see what happens, huh? Knife gun guy. Peace.